Welcome back, Power Pellet Podcast. Today is April 29th, 2015. This is episode number 19. This is your host, DaVinci. I'm here with my co-hosts, Akimbo Merk and Magellan. What up, y'all? What up?
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up? This is Akimbo Mizerk. Into the Mizerk.
Power Pellet Podcast. You can always join the conversation with us on the Facebook group page, Power Pellet Podcast. Also catch us on Twitter, Power Pellet Pod C. You can find me on Twitter. I am DaVinci. Merk, what can they find you at, man?
I'm also on Twitter. I am the Muse Hunter, M-U-S-E Hunter. I'm also the admin for the Facebook page, the Power Pellet Podcast group. You can also email us at powerpelletpodcast@gmail.com. I mean, like I said, man, you know, that's where I be. Where you be, Magellan?
Where I be is I be up on Twitter at Magellan at Fearless Epic. If you want to talk to me more than Twitter, I get on Twitter a couple of times a day, but I'm on the Power Pellet Podcast Facebook fan page. I'm there all day, every day, man.
All day, every day.
As an admin, might I add that.
Yeah, he's a secretary for us, so he's there.
Coffee?
Crunching numbers,
sending
taking
faxes,
phone calls,
right,
Coffee?
buying lunch,
Coffee, sir?
voicemails, answering emails.
Right.
The
And we
usual.
make him wear a dress, so yeah.
All right, so
Legs. I got some sexy legs.
I love a woman with hair on her legs.
wow. All right. And this episode is the Cool Down Summer Movie Trailer Preview episode. We're going to be talking about movie trailers that's already released for the big blockbuster movies coming out between May, June, July, and August. And then we'll also kind of just wrap it up, talk about Star Wars that's coming out in December. And then we're also going to talk about the new Batman versus Superman trailer for that movie that's coming out in March.
Oh, my gosh.
Before we move on, I like to ask y'all, normally we start this podcast off asking what everybody's been playing, been gaming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a video game free podcast. Today, like I said, we strictly movie trailers that have came out. Merk having a heart attack right now. But gentlemen, I would like to ask you, what has been on your screen?
What is? Oh,
What's
I can tell you what's been on my screen.
Okay, go
You know
for
what I'm
it.
saying?
Go.
I mean, you know,
1, 2, 3, go.
to cut Magellan off. I I have been watching a couple things. I watched Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I apologize that you had to witness that you had to go through that travesty of a movie they call Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace.
I have been training the young Padawan who has not seen all 6 of them yet.
Right.
But I have to get the numbering right because for me it's the 4th movie, but being politically correct or whatever, technically correct, it's Episode 1. So I watched Episode 1 with my sons, then I watched Episode 2. But I'm gonna tell you that I am joining the hype on Daredevil, dude. That is what I've been watching.
Yes.
And it is cold-blooded.
How many episodes in?
I am on episode like 7, maybe.
Oh yeah, you
6 or 7.
Yeah, you about halfway.
I'm deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm deep in it, dude. And being a writer, man, it's given me so many ideas on how to write these shows and even how to do villains, man. So that's what I've been watching. I've been catching up on season 7 of Son of Anarchy. That's me and my wife's show. So, you know, that's finally out on Netflix. If you haven't seen season 7 yet, I've been watching that. So, and then the NBA playoffs. You know, I got to get my basketball on. So that's really what's on my screen.
We're not gonna talk about the Bulls today. Real upset.
Who? No, they
upset.
don't. No, I'm taking a 2-day break like they taking one. So.
Magellan, what you been watching, man?
I have been watching Star Wars, and the reason why I've been watching Star Wars for a lot of you should know this. I think we discussed it last episode. I have not actually watched before last year. I didn't watch any Star Wars. It's not that I didn't give it a chance.
You never
I don't know.
seen any of the movies, or
yeah, I never watched any of the movies. I know.
How?
Terrible childhood.
I have no idea how I missed how it played through. Because usually when movies come out, I get really hyped for them. I'll go back and watch any old ones if they're remakes, or I'll go back and I think me and Merc were discussing, I think whenever the new movies came out, episode 1 came out, I believe that was a time where I was in the military. I was kind of in deployment. So any other day when I'm out, like, if one dropped, then I'm all for it. I'll go back. I would have watched it, got into it. But I've actually watched episode 4 or 5, which are the 2 first ones. And I'm about halfway through the third one. I'm where Luke and his father are in front of the Emperor, and that's kind of where wife was coming in, kind of cutting off the movie. So I said, all right, this is probably pretty important. I might want to pause it. So I kind of been busy since.
Hold on, baby. Let me pause
on the play,
Star Wars movie. Hold on.
Hey, hold on. Star Wars check, fool. Who owned the Millennium Falcon before Han Solo? Go. You got 30 seconds.
I know.
15 seconds.
Give me 15
seconds.
That was a quick first 15 seconds. You stole.
It wasn't Chewie. That's your only hit. You ain't real.
No, it was the dude who turned his back on him, who then ended up helping.
9.
He was
8,
one of the black guys.
7, 6.
Help him out. Answer the question for him.
Oh my God, Lando Calrissian.
I knew it.
Oh my God. Make up question. Lando owns what city?
Oh
my God!
The oil one that's up in
the
oil one. What is he talking about?
Oh my God, so much failure. Sir, your assignment is to go back to episode 1.
Please.
I'm sorry, A New Hope, and start over. You are so unready for December, dude.
Hey, Mark, that's your people.
Don't put him on me. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. It's Cloud City. It's Cloud City.
Up in the clouds. I said clouds.
Oh my God, up in the clouds.
Star Wars fans, I apologize. I will do my homework. I will take the tests again, and I'm gonna pass. All right. Just let me get into this.
We'll give you a chance to redeem yourself later. So I've been watching The Flash. Am I the only one? Am I the only one in this conversation who watched The Flash?
I haven't watched it yet, but my son asked me to watch it, so I'm gonna check it out. After
better than the Arrow. You got Daredevil,
right? Flash,
right? Arrow,
okay.
And then, do I have to mention Gotham at all? I don't want to.
Man. You do. I think I like Gotham.
Do you really? Okay. Well,
yeah, I have to go back and finish it. I've watched maybe 5 episodes, but I like Gotham. I love the feel to it.
You won't. The season, it just dive bombs, man. It just nosedives.
Does it get worse?
It does. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm
the judge
sorry.
of it because if you don't like it, then of course it's not. Once you make your mind up about something like that, it takes a lot to win you back. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it doesn't get worse. Maybe you just that's how you see it.
No, it gets worse. It's case of the week. The storyline don't feel like it progressed. What they doing with Bruce Wayne is unnecessary. A lot of things. The writing is, especially when I compare it to everything else that's out, the writing is not that good. And what made me realize, almost made me stop watching it, was when it took the break and it came back in a couple weeks ago. And I just wasn't interested, man. I deleted the episode that came back, read all the reviews, was like, I'm not wasting my time.
But don't you think that being that it's a fairly new series, that it has that chance?
No.
It has the chance?
No.
I mean, because let's go back and talk about Sons of Anarchy that Merc mentioned. I believe it was season 3 or 4 where it was all about
the Irish.
Was it that?
Right?
Yeah.
But you talking about a show that's compared to 2 other shows that's doing it right and done it right.
Well, why
in the
are you
first
comparing
season.
it? Because it's a comic book show.
Because they're all DC.
No, that's not fair.
That is fair.
I'll give it to you.
It's fair
because I'm gonna do the same thing later. But I mean, you have to.
It's fair because I think it's fair because if you go see a Marvel movie, you're gonna compare it to every other Marvel movie that's came out recently. And
TV and movie is different though. TV and movie is different. No, not sort of.
It's
because TV you have to come up with an episode and fill this 40 minutes for, you know, if you're an hour-long show, you got to fill 40 minutes worth of material every week. That's hard to do.
Right, and the Arrow does it good. The Daredevil killed it, and the Flash is great. Gotham has problems. Trust me, you only 5 episodes in, and it's like 23, 24 episodes in the season. By the time you get to episode 20, right? By the time you get to episode 20, you're gonna be making that face, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, what am I doing?"
So I'm defending Gotham because I like what I've seen so far. But
I did too. I agree with you. The first 5 episodes, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Let me see where it goes," and it was just like.
But I saw potential problems, and this is probably what it runs into, and you can yeah and nay it or not tell me at all. But you have one of the best heroes of all time in Batman, and you are trying your best to avoid getting there. And it's hard to make and this was my concern when Gotham first came out. How do you make a show about Batman and not have Batman, Batman City, but not have Batman in it? But I said, okay, let me give it a chance. I thought it was cool to see Catwoman as a kid, to see the Penguin grow up, to see how the criminal element came about. I thought that was awesome.
The problem,
hold on, but let me finish. But I knew they were going to run into the problem of, do we eventually get to the suit, the cars, the gadgets?
That's not the problem of the show.
Well, let me finish. Or do we drag that out? The other problem of it is, at one point, do we reveal who the Joker is, or do we just make this a red herring the entire time? I think you run into the problem of getting away from the core of what makes Batman Batman. That's what my theory is. Now, I haven't seen enough to be right or wrong on that. That was just some of my apprehension going into this series.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not, none of those issues you brought up are the problem with the show. The problem with the show is because they can't show Batman. In my opinion, first off, this is a Commissioner Gordon show. Bruce Wayne doesn't have a space in the show, and they're forcing him with these storylines with Alfred, and it just feels off. And they're trying to fill that with Case of the Week, and every week they're bringing in a different Batman villain. They're not taking the time to flesh out characters, flesh out Commissioner Gordon and what he's going through enough. Okay. It's always focused on, look at this villain, and look at this villain we're able to bring on the show, and look at, we got another villain this week. And you can only do that so many times in a 24-week season, where it just feels like, okay, nothing shocks me. The characters don't interest me. All the villains, soon as they on TV, they disappear, and I don't see them next week. Nothing holds.
But isn't that because you have the danger of messing with the canon of Batman? If we take a wrong path with Alfred, or take a wrong path with Catwoman or Penguin, and veer away from what is commonly known about these characters, you're going to upset your audience. You're going to upset the real fan base for Gotham and Batman, right? Isn't that the problem you have? I'm going to tell you another show that kind of irked me. What was the Superman show? Small freaking Ville. Smallville upset me. What was the one before Smallville?
I don't remember. But with Smallville, they said from the beginning, you will not see Superman. From the beginning, you will not see Superman. It was about Clark Kent growing up in Smallville.
But they got so far away from, from Superman's canon. I mean, you put Lex Luthor, into his life. He doesn't see Lex Luthor until he gets to Metropolis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a fault. It was a huge fault in the show.
You took a lot of liberties.
And that's what this show is trying to do with the villains. It just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, all right, we take a break. We get into the summer movie preview with the trailers. Power Pellet Podcast. We will be right back.
I know you mean well. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. There's only one path to peace. Your extinction. I'm gonna show you something beautiful. The whole world.
All right, welcome back, Power Pellet Podcast, man. So, Cool down summer movie trailer previews. We're gonna start with the month of May. May 1st, kicking it right off. We got Marvel's Avengers: Age of Ultron. Gentlemen, let's talk about the trailer a little bit. Have you guys actually paid attention to it? And I'm gonna tell you, I haven't, because personally, I don't want to ruin my experience when I go to IMAX for this big, huge movie.
Let me give you my quick opinion.
Already starting off negative.
Listen, y'all know I've ranted about this already, that the superhero movie is overkill. This is what, the third movie, I think, right?
Second.
It's the second. I can't keep up. New enemies, same toys. I mean, new toys, same characters, same jokes. I'm not excited about. I'm gonna see it. I love the special effects. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see it. I want to enjoy it with my brother. You know what I'm saying? And be able to talk about it. But I'm not excited about this movie at all. But go ahead.
What did you think of the trailer? Let's talk about the trailer though specifically. Did you get to watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. I
saw the first trailer and then I said, okay, that's enough. I know I'm going to see it. I don't want to see anything else.
I don't know, man. I watched it, and again, I yawned after, because I'm not. I don't know. It's not new.
All right, so
I know what you're saying. What you're saying is that
new.
it's the same. It's the same old song.
Yeah, it is.
But it's only the second movie, so are we oversaturated in Marvel's world?
It's not the second movie, and let me tell you why it's not the second movie, because we already know Hulk has been done and rebooted. We've seen 3 Iron Mans.
Well, I'm talking about just Avengers.
Talk about Robert Downey Jr.
Well, let me finish. We've seen 2 Thors, right? And we've seen 2 Captain Americas or 1. So you're not getting new characters. You're just getting the same characters in new situations. So it may be Age of Ultron 2, but how many times have we seen Iron Man on the screen? You know what I'm saying? And Thor and all these other guys that are in this movie. We've seen them it's almost overkill. You're oversaturating this genre. It's almost like Call of Duty. I didn't mean to say a video game, but that's what it feels like, because we've just seen too many iterations of it already. That's just
so. Are you?
So I'm not excited about it.
Okay, now being that you said that, are you not excited because you feel like Marvel's put out too many movies? Now,
Yes.
if you saw a DC, a Suicide Squad, Justice League type movie, which we know is coming, would that? Because I feel the same way you do. I feel we've seen a lot of Marvel movies, whether where they're all connected. We've seen a lot of them, and it feels like over and over. It's a different hero, a different situation, but the same thing. Hero, triumphs, looks like he's going to get defeated, and then finishes out on top.
And you know what? And they've been good movies. Let me say they've been directed well. They've been
absolutely.
filmed well. They are good standalone movies, but the time in between them, I don't even think you could say the time in between them, because
you get 2 Marvel movies a year on average.
I don't know. To me,
So
it's overkill.
Okay,
I haven't had a chance to miss any of these characters. Except the Hulk. The Hulk is probably the only guy that I'm excited to see in a movie, because I feel like they really did him right in these movies.
So
not the 2 previous ones, but this one.
Let me ask you this: with DC, do you think DC, now that we look at DC and say, well, dude, why isn't DC? Why aren't they in the race? Why aren't they catching up to Marvel? Now, do you think DC is like, we got it, because now people are feeling a little burnt out by this?
No, because as soon as Marvel release any movie, it's 200 plus domestically and reaching $500 million worldwide. Every movie. That's
misleading, because we say the same thing about the game we will not mention. They make money every year because it's new maps. It's but the same gameplay, the same engine, the same stuff over and over again. The money, to me, should not be the measuring stick for success.
But it is. That's the point, though.
But no, I think it has to be the acting, the script, the story, the way the movie is shot. That quality. Marvel's putting out quality movies.
How many garbage sequels in a row? Because it made money.
But they're putting out too many. They're putting out too many, in my opinion. So,
but it's not too many if they still selling tickets, though.
It is too many.
If the fans are still buying tickets, to me, I'm not putting out too many movies.
I think that's the fallacy. That's why Call of Duty, and I said it again, that's why it continues to be a crap game.
But
because they know they don't have to do
buy
anything
the crap.
new.
People are buying the crap. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
that doesn't mean success, because
if
I
got a car lot and I'm selling lemons,
they're selling Big Macs, man.
But everybody keep buying my lemons, I'm not gonna stop selling lemons.
No, but let's just say, how many times have you eaten a Big Mac?
Dude, I might get one tonight. Now that you brought it up,
I mean, they're 2 for $5 depending on where you live.
All right, so real fast, the synopsis of the movie, and then we're gonna move on from Marvel. When Tony Stark tries to jumpstart a dormant peacekeeping program, things go awry, and Earth's mightiest heroes, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, are put to the ultimate test as the fate of planets hangs in the balance. As the villainous Ultron, played by James Spader, emerges, it is up to the Avengers to stop him from enacting his terrible plans, and soon uneasy alliances and unexpected action pave the way for an epic and unique global adventure.
You jumped the shark when you put James Spader in your movie. Oops.
Wow. And moving on.
The same villain in every role he plays.
That's why he gets hired.
He gets hired because they say, well, who can we get to be the villain this time? Well, let's do James Spader.
But it's just his voice. Yet. It's just his voice. Kids won't know. Kids don't know his voice.
It's with or without pickle. It's still a Big Mac.
Oh,
it's
my.
Still a Big Mac. That's my opinion.
And ladies and gentlemen, he will see it, he will enjoy it, and he will come back and say how good the movie was.
I'm not saying I'm not, but all I'm saying is, because, listen.
I understand. I get what you're saying. You feel washed out on it.
There it is. I do.
Magellan, final thoughts. Avengers.
Big fan of Robert Downey Jr. I think he's super sexy, and I like his life story. I'm going to go see it. Not in theaters. I'm going to wait till it comes out on Blu-ray, and I'm going to get it from Redbox. I'm done.
He called it a rental, for the record.
Moving on. We got, and I chose this movie because I thought it's a zombie movie, but it's a different take on it. And I know everybody else is burnt out on zombies. But we got the movie. It's called Maggie, coming out May 8th. Let me read this synopsis. There's a deadly zombie epidemic threatening humanity, but Wade, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, a small-town farmer and family man, refuses to accept defeat even when his daughter, Maggie, becomes infected. As Maggie's conditions worsens, the authorities seek to eradicate those with the virus. Wade is pushed to the limits in an effort to protect her.
Listen, people, this is not The Last of Us. I know we're waiting on that movie to come out, but and that's the first headline I saw when this trailer dropped. This is nothing like The Last of Us. You know, I wouldn't even say The Last of Us had zombies in it. They had something else in it. So this is not The Last of Us. Let me just make that clear.
Now, why you bring that up? I'm curious.
Because the first byline I saw for this said Last of Us like movie.
I know. I didn't see that at all on anything
you didn't
I saw.
See that? Okay, check the group page. Power Pellet Podcast group page. That's where I post. I'm an admin. That's Magellan. He's an admin. He's there 24/7. I just want to put that out there. Now, I'm excited about this movie. Yes, it is a zombie-ish type movie. I get it. We went through the whole vampire phase. Now we're going through the whole zombie phase. I'm excited because Arnold Schwarzenegger is back making movies.
Man, in the trailer, he looked.
Oh my God, he raised me, dude, on action hero movies, dude. Oh my God,
man, he looks so. When people think
gritty.
of Arnold Schwarzenegger,
gritty.
You think of action star, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't think of
Arnold.
You don't think of this dude. Oh man, if you got to watch this trailer. I think the trailer is very good. I think it shows a side that not many people see. A really gritty.
His acting abilities will shine in this movie. Man, I'm calling it right now.
He looks phenomenal. His character, how he's poised. He's not this big bulky dude moving across the screen saying, "I'll be back." He's not trying to fit in some old school action. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited that he's not giving up. He's not letting his daughter. He's saying he's going to take it to the limit. He's going to say, it looks like it's going to come down to, if you watch the trailer, can you save her? Is there a cure? Am I going to have to kill her? Am I going to have to let her go?
Big old axe I'm wielding.
Man, I like the scene where the daughter, she's alive, and you can see throughout the trailer the transformation that she's going through from the virus. Yes. And you see the serious tone in his face, like, dude, this is my daughter. I'm not, even when he, got tackled by the cops, he like, you're not going to stop me from protecting my family.
Yeah.
And you know what I love about that, Da Vinci? I love because that is what some people in a real zombie outbreak, quote unquote, would do. They're not just going to toss their kids or loved ones to the side, dude. They'll say, I'm here to the end. Even if I get it, we go out together. And that's what I see in this movie.
Right.
His allegiance to his promise to his wife and his love for his daughter. And like you said, they shot it in a way where when you used to see Arnold, it's over the top special effects, redundant lines that we've heard, but we still get excited about.
Right.
This is different. One of the best movies, and y'all gonna laugh at me, and I don't care. One of the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, to me, in my opinion,
Twins,
was Kindergarten Cop.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that movie.
I saw him, dude. I love that movie. I love the town, the setting. I love seeing him in that light. You know what I mean?
Seeing the homey, the homely version of him.
Right.
I love that, man. I love it. I don't want to cut you off, but man, I'm super stoked about it, and I think it actually takes. Don't talk when I'm talking, please.
Sorry.
I think I'm just excited about it. I don't want to cut you off, but I think it hits on on something that zombie movies and zombie games and zombie shows show in those elements, and it's always that one character. You're a character, or your favorite characters or your favorite party or group is moving, and you see that one weirdo that is holding on to hope, holding on that their zombie daughter is gonna, or zombie kid or wife is gonna magically turn back to a human, and you see another zombie element. You actually get to dive into someone who says, "No, man, it's not gonna take my daughter. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can into the very last moment."
Yeah.
He reminds me of Herschel from The Walking Dead. When we first met Herschel was like, "Nah, it's a cure. Look, I believe in the Lord. I believe this is just a sickness." He was until he had to sit here and accept it. He had hope, and I think we can always get behind a character that is showing hope in some way or form. That's realistic. That's genuine hope, and that's what came across to me in this trailer. That's why I'm excited about this.
All right, so movie ticket or rental? We're gonna do it.
I want to take my wife to go and see this movie.
Magellan,
because
ticket
I think the big screen is gonna do it. Gonna do it better than a home.
I think I want to say rental, and the reason why is not because it's not going to be a fantastic movie. I just don't want to be in public because I think I'm not gonna. I don't know. You know how movies are, but I don't want to get very intertwined with this girl, very intertwined with this dad, and he's gonna have to make that decision and have an Old Yeller moment. The last time I cried on a movie was The Green Mile.
That was a good
Mile, where they walked him down. He was pouting. I was pouting. I do not want to do that in front of everyone.
All right. So everybody agrees they're gonna see it one way or another. Magellan, he just gonna soak it with his tissue box on his lap when he wants.
He's gonna hide. He gonna be at home.
Unless they let me in the back. If I can get a back row, I'll go watch it.
All right, coming out May 15th. Mad Max Fury Road. Let me read this, and then I'll get you guys' opinion on the trailer. From director George Miller, originator of the Mad Max franchise, comes this return to the world of the Road Warrior, Max Rokitansky. That is a crazy last name. Haunted by his turbulent past, Mad Max believes the best way to survive is to wander alone. Nevertheless, he becomes swept up with the group, fleeing across the wasteland in a war rig driven by an elite imperator. That's not spelled right. I apologize, y'all. With the character Furiosa. How do you say that? Furiosa.
That's bad writing. When you can't pronounce a character's name, You know what I mean? You have to struggle. You can't connect with the character.
Well, look, here's what matters in the movie. Played by Charlize Theron. They are escaping a citadel tyrannized by the immortan Joe. Just Joe. Everybody got these other crazy names, and his name Joe.
And then you get Joe. Right.
Don't mess with Joe, bro.
From whom something irreplaceable has been taken. Enraged, the warlord marshals all his gangs and pursues the rebels ruthlessly in the high-octane road war that follows.
Hey, man, this trailer looks like the Fast and the Furious on meth.
Oh, thank you. And I'm going.
It almost looks over the top. They like it's like they went and said, okay, let's see what they did in this one, then the Thunderdome. Nah, we gotta pump it up.
Gotta blow it out the water, baby.
Put it on steroids.
Yep.
So
it just looks fun, entertaining, explosive, exciting. Got a little bit of some humor in it, and I don't remember the other Mad Max movies too well. I'm sure you probably would, Merc.
I do, yeah. It's more my age, yeah.
So I'm interested to see this movie. The trailer was everything I needed. I only needed to watch it once to know I was going to go see it if I had the time.
Why? Is this a popcorn smasher to you?
It
you
is.
Want to see the action?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's just a summer flick. Let me get in, escape for 2 hours, and then we good.
Mm-hmm.
Magellan, you going to see this? What you think of the trailer?
Yeah, I think it's a phenomenal trailer, and the reason why I say that is because even though I was born in the mid-'80s, I love all the 80s flicks. I love that over-the-top action and I think that this type of movie where you see it and you're like, dude, that's just almost borderline goofy, crazy. Like, it reminds me for some reason of not just Mad Max older movies, but it reminds me of 80s type action flicks, where it's just way over the top,
right?
Just crazy characters. You're just really at this point just pulling in the audience in some way or shape or form. I'm gonna go watch it, man. It's fantastic, and I know we're not bringing up games, but the game coming out as well. I don't know if it's around it or if it's later on in the year.
It looks amazing, dude.
That looks fantastic too, and I guess I'm just Mad Max hyped up right now with all that going on. So I'm definitely gonna. It's something I'd go purchase a ticket for and go enjoy.
Let me say my piece. Yeah, let me say my piece. Okay, I saw the first Mad Max, and it wasn't really a good movie. Actually, if you go back to the 80s version, I don't know if it was 79 or in the 80s.
There's the second one that was good, right?
The second one was the one that hit. That was the good one. And so then, of course, Beyond the Thunderdome with Tina Turner in it. But I'm going to tell you why I'm not excited about this movie. It's over the top.
Too much for you?
Yeah, it's too much for me. But I'm going to tell you what I do like. I love Charlize Theron. Not just because she's a hot version of Ashley Judd, but I like to see her play a role that's I know she did the Aeon Flux character, but this is kind of a different role for her. And the way they got her, she looks awesome. But they also got Bane in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
What's that guy's name? Tom Hardy.
Oh, Hardy.
Dude, he was so cold-blooded in that gangster movie.
Dude, he can play any type of character you need him to play.
God. He was so cold-blooded in as Bane. Those two things excite me. Now, final thought on this, I'll probably wait till it comes out on HBO to watch it.
Oh, you won't even rent it. Ouch. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Wow.
Let's move on to June. coming out June 12th. We got Jurassic World. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna get you guys thoughts on the trailer, which I thought was pretty kind of standard, pretty basic, but we'll see. So, Jurassic World, safety not guaranteed. Colin Trevorrow directs his fourth entry in the Dinosaur Park franchise. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard star as Jurassic employees who must find a way to defeat the park's latest attraction gone awry, the genetically engineered Indominus Rex, a monster so gruesome it kills other dinosaurs just for the hell of it. Danny, I'm going to go with you first. Jurassic World.
Thank you for coming to me first.
June 12th.
Oh, my God, dude. I'm so picky because I feel like there's so much creative material out there that Hollywood either doesn't care about or are too scared to take a chance on. So here we are again with Is this number 4? The fourth version
it's
of Jurassic
the fourth one.
Park.
But what do you think about the trailer? What impression does the trailer give you? Okay.
The thrill is gone.
Nothing in the trailer. There was so you're like in the trailer beside okay. So the only thing that excited you about the trailer was Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, because here we left the first 3 movies fearing the heck out of raptors.
Yeah.
And now we're buddies with them. You know what I mean? If
that
you
was
watch
a little
you watch the trailer. Now we're best friends with the raptors, who were the most they were scarier than T-Rex.
Yeah, a lot of people that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when they saw that.
Yeah. So to me, this is a money grab. To me, let's step back. What made Jurassic Park excellent was the wow factor. We hadn't seen dinosaurs on the big screen like that before.
It looks so real, man.
You know, man, and so but that's gone now. That's so lost in today's technology that, to me, this movie is going to do bad at the box office. I'm just going to be honest with you. Chris Pratt, great actor, but you can't carry this movie. The new big dinosaur can't carry this movie. I don't think this is the movie that people who saw the first 3, who were wowed by it, had said, I got to go see another one. We weren't begging for a new Jurassic Park. We just weren't.
No.
And if we were, you took too long to bring it out. So this trailer doesn't excite me at all.
Magellan, what you think of the trailer, man?
He laughs in its face. He laughs in the trailer's face.
Let's go ahead and flip the script. I'm excited for it.
Oh, can we just say he's 10 years younger than me? I'm
excited,
man.
and the reason why I'm excited is because, all right, Jurassic Park. I get it. I agree with everything that you say. Where I start fading in my different direction is Jurassic World. They finally got the park going. They finally got everything under control. They got all these people coming, and I believe in the trailer, the reason why they genetically created this dinosaur is to get that new wow factor, to bring in more people, because the dinosaurs, even though they are dinosaurs, with the attention span of most people in this world, I could see realistically a dinosaur theme park eventually not dying off, but not hitting the peak that it did the first couple of years or so.
It feels a little meta, doesn't it? Kind of a movie about itself, about everything else. Like, we have to create this other dinosaur to bring everybody back. So, like, it's almost like we got to create this other movie to bring people back to the Jurassic Park franchise.
No, that's perfect. Yeah.
And you know, with the raptors, I agree. Raptors are scary. They were scarier than the T-Rex. I mean, it's an iconic scene with the kids in the Jeep and then the water drips and all that. That's what you think of with Jurassic Park. It was but when it comes to the scare factor, dude, the raptors are freaky, man. They're so freaky. I created my own game in my mind. And this game is, no matter where I've ever worked or where I went to school or where I'm at, if I'm zoned out, the first thing I think, this is my game. I call it the Raptor game. I think to myself right now, if in this building, doors close, raptors are in here, where do I go? Where do I hide? Where do I go? And it freaks me out and it gives me goosebumps. I got goosebumps right now thinking about it. But I think for me and the way I think, if they're going to produce a movie, I'd rather it be something, and you could say it's a type of remake of some sorts, but I think they're trying to go in they're trying to say, hey, okay, we got part going. It's Jurassic World. We got all these cool dinosaurs. Let's create this thing. It's a man-made dinosaur that goes off and hunts, and I like the fact of raptors are really smart. You know, that's perceived throughout the whole movie, the whole franchise, and I like how Chris Pratt being the character where he's actually, I don't know how long he's been doing it, but where he's like any animal that you were once afraid of, or once you just need that unscared side of you to come in, to be unafraid and to get in there. And maybe, I'm not saying he's going to tame them like dogs, but I like where they're it feels like the raptors are evolving even more.
They're more intelligent, it seems like.
Yeah, I think, and I just like the whole, I guess, evolution aspect of it, where they're starting to get maybe a little domesticated. I just like the factor of if Jurassic Park ever did go, where is it going? And I think this movie's gonna show that, and it's gonna fill that need for me, because I just felt that I wanted to see more Jurassic Park, and I think they're gonna give it to me with this movie.
All right.
I know before you say that, did he really say he want to go see some domesticated raptors? Just go put that out there. Go ahead, dog. You tell me what you think about this trailer. You didn't even got to answer that question. I just want to make that clear.
If you went to the pet
raptors,
store,
they got on fuzzy little collars that says Deaf 1 and Deaf 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, hey.
If you went to the pet store and there was a Velociraptor right there for sale,
nope.
And you could afford it,
nope.
Would you get it if you had no kids, no wife, you're a bachelor?
Nope.
Whatever. If they gave it to you, if I came and say, "Hey, you know what, Jay? Here you go."
I'm scared of pit bulls. I'm not bringing
you could be an Indian
carnivore into my crib, dude. Jay, what you think?
So look, I like the trailer. I've always been a Jurassic Park fan, and I think what we should do is Merc, me and you, we should take Nick, and I want to see his response, because really that's who the movie is geared towards. Kids around his age, and just within that PG-13 audience. I just want to see how he likes it, because that'll be the real take on it.
I want to jump in right here, right between you guys. All
right, but I'm like right there because I want to jump in too.
Well, okay, I want to jump in real quick.
Scoot over, but go ahead.
Like the conversation we had with talking about people and older fans of people who are there from the start, kind of shunning the newer fans. I think that this is a movie that can, like what the Turtles did. I get it. The Turtles were different and it was the movie, but what it did for a lot of people is it brought their kids into Turtles. It brought nostalgia back on them. I think what's happening with a lot of movies is they're involving, instead of going after a demographic and say, hey, we're going to target kids, or we're the teens, or we're going to target adults. Mm-hmm. We're going to target people of all ages, people who grew up with it, people who know about it, people who have kids who don't even know what Jurassic Park is. Why don't we get them in here, let them relive, get some nostalgia, let their kids become a fan of Jurassic Park, and everybody just be one big happy Jurassic Park family.
Well, see, I think the first Jurassic Park, what made it also great is that the kids were in danger. So as a child watching that movie, you could see yourself on the screen being in danger. You know what I mean? I like Chris Pratt as an actor, but I can't see myself as Chris Pratt. I'm not like you said, playing that scenario out in my head. So I think the wow factor is gone. I don't think this generation today can give two hoots about dinosaurs like we did growing up, because it was such a mystery to us.
Right.
Now it's the information age. You've had so many bootleg dinosaur shows on TV, after Jurassic Park came out, that I think, again, like I said, the best way to say it is the wow factor is gone. So that's my final thought.
All right. So moving on. June 26th is the release of Ted 2.
Oh my God! So, let's go first.
Let me read this. We get into the trailer.
Okay.
Ted 2. In this sequel to the blockbuster R-rated comedy, writer, director, voice star Seth MacFarlane tells a story about a titular, foul-mouthed teddy bear's quest to be legally recognized as a human being. Mark Wahlberg is back as Ted's thunder buddy for life, John, with Amanda Seyfried, Jessica Barth, and Morgan Freeman rounding out the cast.
God, I cannot believe Morgan Freeman is in this movie, dude.
All right, let me go first, and I may have to bleep it out. But the Red Band trailer was fucking hilarious. Period.
It was.
Period. And I'm sold. Me and my wife, we went and saw Ted at the theaters. We was done. Hilarious. Cracked up. And then we rented it and watched the extras, and he was even more funny. I'm sold. Magellan, you go first. Ted 2, what you think of the trailer?
I think that it's hilarious. I watched it after after Merc watched it last night.
The Tom Brady scene.
Oh
Dude.
my god!
You know what, man?
Spyro.
Man.
The first movie I went to see, and I went to see it, and I had fun with it. I liked it, but I think this is going to be one of those movies where the sequel does it better and right. I'm not taking anything away from the original Ted, but I just think that it's going to have more of those, instead of piecing a movie together with hilarious moments, here and there with the main storyline. I think this is going to be one of those randomly hilarious throughout the whole movie, crazy fun ride movies. Something like I would put against can't think of the movie with Will Ferrell and
the cop movie.
Yeah. Man, why can't I think of that?
Yeah, it's on the tip of
the
my
other
tongue.
guys, or like a Super Troopers, where you have the storyline, but you have so many random hilarious moments all the way through it. I feel that this Ted 2, from the trailer I watched, I feel it's going to come together and it's going to be more hilarious than the first one.
I think it's going to be. I agree. I think it's going to be funnier than the first one, man.
And I want to watch it in theaters because there's nothing better than laughing your balls off with hundreds of another hundred. Yeah. It's going to be good.
Here, I got to make a confession. I didn't finish the first one, and I was telling Magellan about this. I sat down to watch it, even after they warned me that, listen, this is a cute teddy bear, but you don't want to watch it with your kid.
No.
So my wife and I, we sat down. I had my oldest, he was probably 9 at the time. And man, we couldn't even get through like the first 5 minutes.
Did you not take the warnings of what everybody was saying?
Were you under a rock?
Dude, when we went, it was people in the movie theater with their kids, and we was like, "Oh my god! Like, do you not know? Like Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy, your kids gonna be scarred for life."
So I did, because of that, I never finished it, and because the kids are always in the house, they will not go away. I haven't had a chance to really watch it, so I think I'm actually gonna try to watch it tonight. Late tonight, I'm gonna try to watch it, or maybe this weekend. But this trailer was hilarious, dude. From the moment they broke into Tom Brady's crib and lifted the sheet, and it was just gold.
It was gold light
under the sheet. I was sold. And then to see Tom Brady act, and he did a good job in the trailer.
He was tall, dude. I didn't know he was that tall.
6'6", right?
Yeah,
6'7".
Man,
he's like 6'1",
towering over Mark Wahlberg in that trailer.
He's so sexy. Sorry,
dude,
that's all I'm saying.
God, he's perfect. His wife is perfect. His life is perfect. And then he threw the perfect spiral.
The perfect spiral.
I was cracking up. So yeah, this is a movie again. If we're talking about do we rent it versus buying a ticket, I'll probably end up renting it or getting it on demand. I'm not going to go to the theater. It's not a theater movie for me. So that's just my opinion.
I think you got to sneak out, man, and matinee it and catch it at the theaters. Magellan got a point to be able to watch that with just a group of people and just like when we saw the first one that way, I was like, man, I'm glad I saw it that way because it just get that feeling. So, all right.
You want to take a break, man, and come back?
No breaks in the summer movie trailer preview.
Oh my god! All right, fine.
July 1st.
What's next?
It's not that many. July 1st. Again, Arnold killing it, knocking it out the park. Terminator Genisys.
Let me go first. Are you gonna read it?
I'll read it.
Okay, read it. Then let me go first.
When John Connor, leader of the Human Resistance, sends Sergeant Kyle Reese back to 1984 to protect Sarah Connor and safeguard the future, an unexpected turn of events creates a fractured timeline. Now, Sergeant Reese finds himself in the new and unfamiliar version of the past, where he is faced with unlikely allies, including the Guardian, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, dangerous new enemies, and an unexpected new mission.
Did he say that word?
To reset the future.
Okay, so I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. I'm about to be the biggest hypocrite in the world.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
I'm
are.
about to be the biggest hypocrite in the world.
Because if not, I was going to call you out. I'll go ahead
Don't
and call
me
yourself
out.
out.
Just let me call myself out. Okay,
call yourself
yes.
out right now. Go.
This is what, number 4, I think, or number 5 of the Terminator series.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so this is the 5th one. And we always know it's going to be a fractured timeline. We always know somebody's going back and then something's going to change. I'm excited about Arnold being back. And I know it's the second one he's been back, but he's really back. He's just not making a cameo.
Right.
I'm excited about Khaleesi.
My
playing
baby mama.
Sarah Connor. I hope she bring the dragons. Okay.
Only thing that make robots back in time better is dragons.
I'm excited about the Terminator units. You know what I mean? I love the concept of Terminator, about robots taking over. So I'm excited about this movie, even though it's a rehash. It's on its 5th version. And
this is like the restart button right here, though.
Yeah, but everyone is like the restart button. We had an argument.
This one is the restart.
The first Terminator and then Terminator 2. Was it a true sequel or was it a restart? To me, it was a restart, but it's always a restart because it's always about going back in time and trying to fix something. It's always that fractured timeline, so it's always going to have that restart feel to it. And then, to me, they're not true sequels. Yeah. So I'm excited. I love the fact Reese is back. You know, he's not kid Reese, he's adult Reese. That's going to be exciting.
I
passed the mic. Mic drop. I passed the mic.
All right, I'll go real quick. I agree with all your points.
And you should.
Terminator 1, I was young, super young, used to piss my pants whenever I went over Aunt Kathy's house and she had the Terminator on VCR, scared the hell out of me. And then Terminator 2 was just like that. To me, that's one of my like all-time favorite movies, man.
Yes.
I put it in on Blu-ray like 2 months ago, watched the whole thing, and it still looked good.
And it stands up to
still
time,
look
right?
good. Terminator 3 was still a part of the lore. I didn't like the way the movie played out. I like Terminator Salvation. It had a lot of problems with it, though. And what I was saying about this movie within the trailer, they're showing you everything that they did before. It basically created this new timeline. And then they learned from what they did in the past, and now they're trying to fix it. And it's like, it's itself meta. It's like telling you about real life. Okay, we messed up the movie. You know, this is us fixing the franchise. Here you go.
And Arnold's back. So
we Arnold's have to back.
Fix it and do it right.
And Arnold still look badass in this movie.
So manly.
I'm buying me a ticket. I want to see this in the theater, IMAX if possible. Magellan, what you got on the trailer? Let me ask
you this. Before we speak, Magellan, because I think I talked to you about this. Can you see, and I'm asking you to venture, doesn't The Rock have to play the next Terminator? Because Arnold's getting old.
Wow.
Doesn't The
you
Rock
just blew
have
my
to
mind.
be the next Terminator, dude?
The thought never even crossed my mind, and you just blew it talking about The Rock being in the Terminator.
I think Magellan, I'll go Magellan, but
he's the franchise savior, dude. He'll save any franchise, man. You throw The Rock in the Terminator.
Oh, my God.
$1 billion movie worldwide. If they do that, I'm calling it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I think they have a movie that is, you could call it a remake, you could call it sequels, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's a movie that is, do I dare say, it's time-proof, where the way that the scenarios and how this leaping back and forth is never going to really be played out, and you could have the argument for hours on, is it a remake versus is it just the second part? Are they just hitting reset? Are we just rewinding? What's going to happen? And I honestly can see an Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know this is a corny joke, but I could see Arnold Schwarzenegger as a hologram doing this movie in like 10, 20 years.
Oh my God!
Well, you saw the Terminator they had in there. The Arnold, fake Arnold.
Yeah,
dude. He looked good, man.
It looked like they pulled it right out of the older movies.
Yeah, they did that they did that in Salvation, and they brought it back for this one. Look sweet. Any last remarks?
I'm stoked about it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, me too. That's what I see in the theaters.
Cool. All right, so the next movie, Merc, I'm gonna need you to remain silent during this movie trailer review.
Look at the docket real quick. Hold on. All right, go ahead, man.
July 17th. And I'm going to kick this one off because I got a lot to say about this one before y'all dog it, because I know y'all going to dog it. July 17th, Marvel's Ant-Man. All right, so basically, in the notes, it doesn't really say too much about the movie. It just talks about how Ant-Man marks the end of Phase 2 for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which means that after Avengers, this is like the trailer after the credits that's 2 hours long. That's kind of jump-starting what they're going to do for Phase 3, which includes Marvel shooting 2 more Avengers movies back-to-back. Introducing
Please, 4 more. Please, 4 more.
Introducing
4 more, please.
New Avengers. They're going to start to phase out the core 4. And we're going to start to see that transition.
You have to. They're old.
Yeah.
They're getting old.
For what Marvel is doing. Well, plus the actors and all that stuff, but whatever. So, Ant-Man. The trailer was awesome. I'm going to just say that right out the gate. I really enjoyed the trailer. It really got me hyped for what they were trying to do with another superhero on the big screen. I like the scene where they show Ant-Man fighting the Wasp, and they were shrunk, and the Wasp was on the train tracks, and the train was coming towards him, and he's preparing to get hit by the train, and then they zoom out, and this is a little toy set, and it just falls over. Dude, that was hilarious.
Train?
Yeah. I'm excited to see this movie. One, because Paul Rudd's in it. He is hilarious, dude. I think he's the perfect person to play this character. And it looks just like how Guardians was. This movie is going to be entertaining, and that's what I want from a Marvel movie is entertainment. Magellan, what you got, man? What do you feel? How do you feel about the trailer? What did it bring to you as far as being another movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe this summer?
I think that they are introducing a new character, which means change, which means that it's something different that I'm actually excited for. I want to see, though I love Robert Downey Jr., I love what he does and what he brings to the table with Iron Man and what he does, what all the other guys do in the movies, Thor and Captain America.
Right.
But, you get to a point where what's different? Are you going to pair these guys up with these guys and you're going to do this? This is it's a Marvel movie, but it is a new character, which I think is going to help me cleanse my palate. It's like you said, it's got Rudd in it. Ant-Man, you think, small character. You're going to have those, like you said in the trailer with the train, you're going to have those funny moments. And why not have it with a hilarious guy who can carry, who I think could carry an action side and have an hilarious side at the same time without it being too cornballish.
Right.
I think he feels that role good, and I'm excited about it, man. I can't tell you if I'm going to buy a ticket for it or not, but depending on, I guess, the initial reviews of it, if it's anywhere half of what Guardians of the Galaxy was, then absolutely I'll go watch it. I mean, that was a phenomenal movie, and I think that movie alone is, I'd rather see 40 Guardians of the Galaxy than keep seeing, Iron Man and the Hulk and all these guys. I mean, it's just had so much depth. You're talking about a universe versus more of a kind of earthly set, so you can visit a lot. You got a lot more Marvel universe to explore than you do with the other guys. So I'm excited for it, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait before I actually pull the trigger on it.
You gonna rent it?
I think it's smart to. Well, he said he's going to wait till the reviews come out, and that's the option. This is another one where I think we can. I don't know a lot about Ant-Man, and that's probably why I'm not excited about this movie.
Yeah, I didn't learn about Ant-Man until they started talking this movie up.
What? Right, you guys never watched the cartoons?
Nah, no.
No. It just didn't interest me. And then the other thing too is, I don't buy Paul Rudd as a hero. He just made too many other movies where he's the idiot. You know what I mean? And that I can't buy him as being a hero in this movie.
Oh, that's the funny part about the trailer, though, dude. When he can't fight, and she was trying to teach him how to fight.
And I get that. So, but as far as me buying what they're selling, there's 2 strikes against the movie for me. So, last of all, I just don't see how this particular hero fits into the Marvel universe, and may not be educated enough to really know how or see how he's going to fit with the Avengers and with the Guardians of the Galaxy or whoever else is out there. So it's an HBO movie for me.
In Guardians of the Galaxy, that's actually the glue of the whole cinematic universe because it's all about Magellan. Who's the main villain? The purple guy.
He's a purple guy. I don't remember his name.
I
know who you're talking. Yeah.
Well, it's all about the crystals that they're trying to collect.
Yeah.
That's what this movie kind of leads into. It's leading back to that. Man, that is killing me that I can't remember his name. But it's all leading back to the big battle of Infinity Wars, which is going to be the next two Marvel Avengers movies. That's what this is about. He has to steal this crystal. And it's all about these special crystals that everybody's trying to collect, and he's hired to do by Michael Douglas's character, who used to be
famous or something like that?
Used to be Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Thanos, yes.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas's character used to be Ant-Man, and he's passing the torch to Paul Rudd's character. So I'm interested. Okay. I feel you about the HBO thing. It's kind of one of the movies where you could let it slip by, but for me, I'm so invested in the universe, I don't want to miss one movie and then catch the next and be feeling lost.
Right. Yeah.
So
I just felt like there were so many other heroes out there they could have used. But I think this is a fan movie. Fan fans wanted Ant-Man. I can remember the petitioning for Ant-Man, so they got it. Enjoy it.
All right, moving on. Next movie called Pixels comes out July 24th. Let me read the synopsis.
Well, we can't talk about it. It's game related, so.
Oh man! But it's in a movie form. All right. Yes. In 1982, NASA sent a time capsule to space in hope of contracting other life forms. Included were examples of our life and culture. It was intended to be a message of peace. Unfortunately, it was taken the wrong way when intergalactic aliens misinterpret video feeds of classic arcade games as declaration of war against them. They attacked the Earth, using the games as models for their various assaults. President Will Cooper, played by Kevin James, has to call on his childhood best friend, 80s video game champion Sam Brenner, played by Adam Sandler, now a home theater installer, to lead a team of old school arcaders, played by Peter Dinklage and Josh Gad, to defeat the aliens and save the planet.
Mr. Carter.
Now look who the director is, dog. Chris Columbus, excellent director. A lot of faith in the people playing in the movie.
Mr. Carter, can I go first?
and the people involved in making it. I don't have
Mr. Carter.
This is a rent for me. So please, Merc. Swing me the other way. Tell me about the trailer. How do you feel about the trailer?
Dude, my biggest gripe, and I just mentioned it 10 minutes ago, is that Hollywood they're punks. They're scared to take something new and different and make it. Adam Sandler does it. This is it. This is so fresh. This is new.
This don't feel 1990s corny to you?
I'm going to tell you something that makes it excellent. And I know I grew up in that time period, but this is new. There's nothing out there like this. There's nothing at all. A giant Pac-Man eating up your city, and you got to stop it. Come on, man. First of all, Pac-Man was never the villain. Now he's like a villain.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah,
Pac-Man is a bad guy?
He's a big bad guy too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So the Space Invaders, you saw. I'm excited about the movie. I'm dragging my sons to go see this because, one, it connects to my childhood. Two, nothing else out there on the video screens that's like it. I mean, on the movie screen that's like it. Three, I love anything that Adam Sandler makes. And four, it's fresh. This is new.
Don't it feel like a live action Wreck-It Ralph though?
No.
You don't think so? With all the characters combined and
no, because I get it. I get that part. I get what you're trying to make. Wreck-It Ralph was about the villains. And who the heck is Ralph? He wasn't somebody that I could connect to. So let's push that to the side. This is a live action.
I think we lost Merc. Hold on. All right. Try it. Go ahead and continue. See if we got you back. There you go.
you're in the Pac-Man universe, man. This is like being in Tron. I mean, when Tron came out in the 80s, you actually got to go inside the video game. So this movie excites me for a lot of reasons. The biggest being that in the world of remakes and superheroes, this is fresh. That's why I'm excited about it. Good actors are in it too. Great actors in it.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of good people building the movie up.
Yeah, but it's just good actors in it, man.
Sell me on this trailer, man.
I love the fact that you said it's something somebody took a risk on. It's new.
Yes.
It's got video games.
Yes.
As Power Pellet Podcast, do we not owe it to Pac-Man to go see this movie? Whether he's bad guy, he could turn good guy.
No copyright infringement. No copyright.
We still in beta, so not official yet.
Got him. We got him. Close him down. I'm excited because we actually talked about this. Man, I wish we could film or record some of our conversations and put them, on the podcast, because we were actually talking about can you start another universe and have all these ideas and do something fresh. We were talking about doing, a Thundercats movie and,
E-Man.
It was just one of those where we kept going back to these remakes of these cartoons and something different and fresh, which is, in the 80s, it kind of clicks with the 80s to do this off the wall. Let's send a random rocket and hopefully something happens because we're so, into technology in the 80s, which brought like the cell phone and stuff. And so you have these games coming out, and I just think it's super awesome to have. It seems like if you read it to someone, they'd be like, dude, that's corny. But if you see it and you see the actors and how they portray themselves and the comedy and man, whether you're a fan of the 80s type video games, 80s in general or not, I think this movie's going to hit on one of those special spots for a lot more people than just fanboys, a lot more people than 80s babies, a lot more people than what I even think the movie creators even think are going to hit. I'm excited, man. It's something new, and I'll just leave it at that. Something fresh. Someone's taking a risk, whether it bombs or not. I don't care because at least somebody stepped out of the realm of saying, "Let's do a remake." Exactly.
I give this the Subway Award. Something fresh. Come on,
I got it.
Come on, man. This is some good material here.
I got
man.
it.
All right,
but if you don't like playing multiplayer, that's fine. Whatever.
Oh man. All right, moving on. To round out July 31st, I'm super excited about this movie, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Let me read this. The sequel, directed by Oscar winner Christopher McQuarrie, who also directed The Usual Suspects and Jack Reacher, and once again stars Tom Cruise as Impossible Missions Force Agent Ethan Hunt, along with the series vets Jeremy Renner, Ving Rhames, and Simon Pegg. New cast members including Rebecca Ferguson, Alec Baldwin, Sean Harris, playing as Victor, a member of the Syndicate, an international rogue organization as highly skilled as they are and committed to destroying the IMF. I'm going to go first on the trailer. All I got to say is Tom Cruise hanging on the side of a plane screaming the other door to Simon Pegg is freaking hilarious. Awesome. This is what I want to see in a Mission Impossible movie. Show me a super action hero doing impossible things and doing it with swag. Tom Cruise, look, for as much personal things that Tom Cruise has going on in his life, he is an amazing action hero.
He is.
Dude, he is top notch. And to see him come back, do a fourth Mission Impossible, I'm good, man. Give me my tickets. Give me IMAX 3D. Give me the sound. Give me the quality. Give me the top notch quality on the picture. I know the storyline is going to be great. It's an organization that's meant to control the CIA. If the CIA got out of line, somebody else has to stop them. So just to know the struggle is going to be real, we good. Magellan, Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. what you think about the trailer.
So stoked. Amazing. Action packed. Oh, I am, dude. Tom Cruise. Let's not forget. Tom Cruise might not have been Terminator. Tom Cruise might not have been Rocky. But, dude, he's so underrated.
Oh, dude, he was good
an
in
action
Oblivion.
star. Dude, a goose? Come on. Maverick? Oh. Oh, he's so... Dude, because I am 5'5", for Tom Cruise...
Smurfs unite.
Being the size he is, to be as sexy as he is.
Oh my God, you're not Tom Cruise, dude.
Dude, to last from the 80s all the way to the present in so many different areas, whether it's action, drama, whatever, man, he's always been. Even comedy, man, Tropical Thunder, you know, that surprise character that you had.
God, yes.
Man, dude, Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt. I remember playing.
So let me ask you this.
Oh,
let me jump in. Let me jump in. All right.
I want you to do it. I love Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise. Don't you talk about Tom Cruise.
Get your wife. Okay, listen. Are you excited about seeing Tom Cruise in another movie, or are you excited about Mission Impossible?
I think excited.
There has to be. I need to know.
I'm excited about Mission Impossible. I'm excited about thinking that there. I'm sorry, I know I got carried away with Tom Cruise. I'm excited to know.
That's what we got him for.
I'm excited to know that this, even though it is a Mission Impossible movie, it brings a very could be real scenario. It brings a very what we talk about conspiracy theory type mentality. It brings a very, I think, unique storyline to say, hey, what if there is a group out there that's been training secretly to take out or either to leash or sheepdog the CIA if it goes rogue, FBI, military, to be that unique, to have this group. Whether I don't know if the trailer actually went into, I know it says a rogue nation, but how many people are thoroughly trained so high level to contain, and I'm just excited because I want to see where the story goes. I want to see have they been containing all along, and Tom Cruise finally just kind of wiggled his way in to say, hey, no, they're real, man. Here's all the proof right here. Does it attach to real American history? Does it? I want to go see it because I want to know, and I think that's what the trailer does. It shows all the action, it gets lost in the action, but the storyline behind
the plot
it.
itself,
I love that, and it's Tom Cruise in there.
The plot look good. I like the plot, man.
Okay, so it's my turn. Love Tom Cruise. You know,
love and feeling. Okay, go. I'm done.
Not one bad word to say about Tom Cruise other than Scientology, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm not excited. The first Mission Impossible movies, oh my God, dude, I love them. Love them. But then he did Jack Reacher. And Jack Reacher to me was a B movie, that he probably used to keep in shape while making the next Mission Impossible. That's how I felt about it. It was too close to Mission Impossible, so close that I'm not excited at all about this new one that's coming out.
Not with all the action and
the action to me, looking at this trailer. Listen, looking at this trailer, the action in the last movie is way better than the action in this trailer that I've seen. And usually trailers show you some of the best moments. I'm not excited at all. To me, I saw a bunch of stunts that been done before. And I think that
Tom Cruise in real life holding on to the side of a plane.
But Don't you put this on Tom Cruise, Mark.
But he doesn't do that. He does all the stunts already. That's one of the things I like about him. Now, let me say why else. And here's a big reason why I'm not excited about this. My favorite action hero of all time will always be James Bond. And this movie, to me, the plot itself is bumping up real close to the new James Bond movie that is coming out.
Haven't they always kind of been compared? To me, I felt like they always kind of been, to me, growing up.
One was about an agency, You know what I'm saying? The American agency and the multiple agents. The other one was about just 007.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
And that's how I viewed it. Like they had 007, we got Mission Impossible.
Always had the unique villains, the better villains to me.
Right. Okay. I agree with that.
But that's why I'm not excited about it, man. I love Tom Cruise. You bro,
better.
The love and peace. Yeah, but I'm not excited about this movie in particular, man. Again, and it's the fourth movie.
So I see you doing a Redbox on demand
HBO.
or something.
No, this one, Netflix.
Oh my gosh!
You know what, Jay? You could be my wingman anytime.
August 7th. We're gonna go to August.
Maybe Hulu.
Go to August. We'll get out of here. Fantastic Four. I'm gonna read the synopsis, and then I'm gonna get. We'll get Merc's opinion first.
Okay, look. Don't even bother. Don't even bother reading the synopsis. We know what this is about. The first 2 or 3 Fantastic Four they tried to do with Jessica Alba.
Boo boo.
Thank you.
We all know it. Now
here we go again, rebooting the same comic book franchise. No.
Yes.
No.
Fox.
No.
Yes.
No.
They will lose it. If they don't, they will lose it.
So lose it. The only thing excited about this trailer are the actors that they got to pick. They got younger actors this time, and the guys, the characters that they got, or the actors that they got are good actors. But it's still not enough for me to go and watch the retelling of the story one more time. We get it. You went to space. You found some alien spore. Now you got powers. We get it.
But when's the last time you saw that besides the other movie, though? You're thinking the movies for yourself as opposed to them making movies for one, money.
For who?
One, money. And then two is for that audience, that pure comic book audience. This is Fox.
They got enough movies already.
No, Fox doesn't. All Fox has is X-Men.
What universe is this?
This ain't in none of them. They not even saying that this is connected to the X-Men universe yet.
What universe is this from?
Yet. They not saying.
Aren't they DC or Marvel? They're one of the two.
This is Marvel, but this has nothing to do. This has nothing to do with.
I'm going to be quiet. The rest of this
has nothing.
This trailer, I've said my piece. I'm excited about the actors and actresses. I could care less about another reboot of the Fantastic Four.
Dude, so right now, you have a problem with Marvel. You don't even have a problem with the movie.
That's not true.
It is.
I got a problem with
Marvel.
I feel like
Marvel. And Marvel ain't even making this movie. This isn't even a Marvel movie, dog.
I have a problem with Call of Duty. That's what it is.
Screw you, Tom Cruise. Screw you.
Don't you put that on Cruise.
Dude, I'm excited for this movie.
It's a reboot, Jay. It's a reboot. It's almost like, dude, I don't know, man.
What?
I would have preferred if they brought in new actors and continued to tell the story they already told.
No, because the story they already told. The story they already told was horrible. You got this great character in Silver Surfer, and then you got the villain.
Which they did completely wrong.
This villain is a giant planet coming down to suck our planet. That's why you rebooted, dog. And look, I believe in this movie. It's directed by the dude that directed Chronicles. Chronicles was a great movie. So for what they trying to do, whether they connect it to X-Men or whether they don't, I need this to be a good standalone movie. When I look at this trailer, it looks like, to me, a sci-fi horror flick. That's how they try to play it. Watch the trailer again and look at it with that thought in mind. That's what the trailer kind of tries to bring to you. I like how Thing looks. I like how Johnny Storm looks. They make his eyes on fire. That's sweet. They not over-exaggerating Reed Richards.
No, not a black Johnny Storm.
That's you. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying that's what people were saying.
You got to tone people out. You got too many people bleeding in on your opinion.
No, my opinion is this. It's another remake where I have to tell the story again. I've seen it already. Let's just keep going with the universe, dude.
The story's only look, dude, they retold so many other movies so many other times. This is one time.
Make my point for me, why don't you?
Yeah, this is one time when no one knew how to make good comic movies.
Save us, Magellan. Save us.
All I'm going to say is this. I think we've got a lot of time on this back and forth. Look, it is a remake, and I'll give you that.
So is Ninja Turtles. So is
Exactly.
so is G.I. Joe.
So it's
every other comic book movie that came out that had a sequel and they didn't get it right.
So it's a remake, and let me get to that. Why are you being so rude?
Freddy Krueger, Jason,
you're being very
Mission
rude
Impossible.
right now.
They remake it.
Emotional. He's so emotional right now.
They remaking the Tom Cruise movie with him and Goose.
You got you got a remake.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby? Oh.
So you got a remake. Failed. You got you got the movie failed. You got this Fantastic Four failed. Okay, it's a remake. Let's do a remake. Now, being that remake, I think just because we did have Boo Boo with the Fantastic Four, I think we need to give it another shot, even though it's a remake and it's not creative. I think they can do this and try it and see if it catches on, to see if they do it different. The Batman movies. Batman, I think I'm a huge fan of Batman. You guys know this.
Well, let's save the Batman conversation for later. I got something for Batman.
Well, I just want to say, real quick, you have the Tim Burtons, and I believe you have everything else in between, which try to do remakes and try to do, try to come up with their own Batman.
They tried to
with
save the franchise and it failed.
And then all of a sudden, Christian Bale comes with his take on the Batman, and all of a sudden now Batman is soaring high. And even though it's one of those movies that I'm not so into, I think even though it's a remake, it deserves to get an opportunity to at least make something right instead of just making garbage, which we all can agree.
You know what this reminds me of? I'm cutting you off. This is what this reminds me of. This reminds me of Spider-Man. So much this reminds me of Spider-Man came out. It did okay. It said, let's go back and let's do it different. And then it did okay. But how many times do we have to kind to pull this thing out of the ashes, man? And I guess that's probably why I'm frustrated, because I get what Magellan Point is saying, and I see why you're excited. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm not, because here we go again with new faces. It's pseudo packaging, so much pseudo packaging, and as a fan, we're risking our $16 to go out here and see, did they get it right this time? Did they get it right this time? And
and I think
I'm excited about that.
And let's see, when was the last?
I'm looking it up.
Can we give
right
or
now.
take? When was the last movie?
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
When was the last movie?
2000. The sequel.
Movie?
Well, the sequel was 2007.
2007. So we're talking 8 years. 8 years. So I'm an 8-year-old. I'm a 9-year-old. I'm a 10-year-old. Now I'm a teenager, and now I understand. And this
how bad
fantastic.
The first movie was. Please make this one better.
Well, now even if you were a kid that young, you don't remember too much when it comes to that. Now you're a teenager. All your buddies are saying, "Oh, it's a fantastic movie. We need to go watch it." You go watch it, and you become a fan of the Fantastic Four. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to capture that, what we talked about, nostalgia feeling, but get new fans involved. And I think they need to hit it right. And I think if this movie flops, then they might as well give it up, because there's only so many ways you can make a universe. And I don't want to see any more remakes. I'll give it a chance.
Because you keep running into the problem. Run into the problem of having to reintroduce this universe again, and that's where I'm frustrated.
Here's how I feel about it, and then we're gonna move on, because Magellan's right. Too much time. I don't have a problem with any studio company remaking any franchise, as long as it's done right. Yes, they have not learned that every time you remake a movie, you don't have to reintroduce this character.
Thank you, Jay.
That's
all I wanted to hear.
That's the big mistake, but that doesn't that doesn't go against the fact that when I saw this trailer with, this new director's touch on it, I'm excited. I want to go see my boy Michael B. Jordan play Johnny Storm. It looked good. I'm gonna go to the movies and check it out.
But he's a black stormtrooper. I don't
And
understand.
to round it out, last couple movies, two movies I want to mention.
We'll have to explain the black stormtrooper thing again.
No, I love the black stormtrooper. Oh, it's so sick. It's so
two movies in August, and then we're gonna leave this topic, and we're gonna talk about movies that are not coming out during this time of year. August 14th, you got Straight Out of Compton, and then August 28th, you got Hitman Agent 47. Any quick thoughts on those two movies?
I'm not gonna go see Straight Out of Compton.
We know why you're not gonna go see Straight Out of Compton in the theater.
Hey, I could go. I grew up.
You don't know him. Thank
I
you.
grew up in the hood.
We got hood in
Where you growing? Waco, Texas? You grew up?
East Texas. Tyler,
East
Texas.
Texas, fool.
Tyler, Texas.
Listen, I heard somebody say anything with any city with East in it is a bad city.
East St. Louis.
So
East Heights.
East Heights. East Chicago.
Right.
Here's the reason why I'm not going to watch it in theaters is because I really don't. It's not a wow movie. It's not like a Batman or where I would want to just go by myself. I don't have anyone to really that I hang out with or that I know or who I can go see this with. That
just say you don't have black friends in your vicinity that you can go see this movie with.
That's not true.
Well, so it's not and it has nothing to do with that. I don't care what color you are. If you enjoy music and you enjoy NWA and you want to see this portrayed, and I think it's going to be. They look really good. These characters, I think it's going to be portrayed really good to the main story. I'm excited for it, but I'm not going to go watch it in theaters. It's nothing that exciting for me.
Let me piggyback on that. This is Netflix, completely Netflix. When I ain't nothing else on for me to watch, I think this story is irrelevant to today. I think that most of the people we know Ice Cube, we know Dre. They won't know. They probably don't even remember Eazy-E, except that he died of AIDS. This movie is 10, maybe 15 years too late. You know what I mean?
agree.
And there is no wow factor at all.
Agent 47, you guys check that trailer out? Any worries on that real fast?
I'm excited for it because I like the Hitman. I would probably say I liked it because it was a game, but it didn't portray the true essence of Hitman. Hitman is all about Agent 47, and I did not get Agent 47 in the first movie. This one, I have someone who is Agent 47. From what I've seen, on point. This is the character I want. I don't care how ridiculous the rest of the movie is. Hitman is made by Agent 47. You do that right, just give it a storyline, and I'm good. I love it. I love Hitman games. Huge fan. Give me 47, and that's what they're doing with this.
Merc?
I think this movie gets lost this summer.
I agree.
Because there hasn't been a good Hitman out in a while.
And it comes out after school starts for a lot of people.
Yeah, so this movie to me is probably being released at the wrong time. It might be another movie that's coming out too late. The main guy playing it, I think I recognize him, but he's really not. He doesn't immediately jog my memory. So, and again, you got James Bond, you got Ethan Hunt, you got all these superheroes, and now you got Agent 47. And if you were to put him on a list from 1 to 10, he's probably real close to the bottom as far as where he stands in that type of genre, like action genre. So no, this movie, I might Redbox this one.
Really?
Just because
out
it's
of
a video
all the
game.
other movies we talked about, and you talking
I
about
like the
Netflix
Hitman games.
and
I like the
HBO,
Hitman games, man.
You might Redbox Hitman.
Because it's a video game movie. I like the
Isn't this a remake?
Hitmans. No, this is the second one, right?
This is a remake.
But no, this is a remake. Because the first one didn't.
I don't even remember the first one.
Poo all on this remake.
Dude.
Come on. Poo. Come asking you. I need you to poo all on this remake.
Nope. The show running long. We got to keep going.
Power Pellet Podcast. That is our movie summer trailer preview. We appreciate y'all sticking with us. We will take a small short break, and
I gotta pee.
When we come back, we're gonna talk about 2 more trailers. We're gonna talk about Star Wars, and we're gonna talk about Batman versus Superman. Then we're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna get out of here. Power Pellet Podcast. We'll be right back.
Human beings have a horrible track record of following people of great power.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Chaos. Maybe he's just a guy trying to do the right thing. We know better now, don't we? Devils don't come from hell beneath us.
They brought their warrior.
No, they come from the sky.
The world has been so caught up with what he can do that no one has asked what he should do.
That's how it starts. The fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel.
Pellet Podcast. Let's round the show off with some excellent trailers for Star Wars, which is coming out in December of this year, and then we finish off with Batman, and we'll take it home.
We do a Batman first.
You that hype? We can do Batman first.
We will not disrespect Star Wars.
Oh, is it more of a level of respect and earned positioning?
Yeah, you will not disrespect Star Wars like that.
All right, so
just because you were on the show first before I got here, I'm gonna let it slide. That's fine.
Yo, name Han Solo best friend.
Chewie.
Barely got that one.
All right, so a couple days ago, we were introduced to a picture of Jared Leto posing as the Joker with the silver teeth, the green hair, tattoos all over him, and then they mentioned another thing of Batman possibly having a surprise role in the Suicide Squad movie.
Wait. Jared Leto's not in the Superman versus Batman. He's not
movie. They're saying that he may appear in it at some point. That's the rumor, because the storyline goes in Suicide Squad, the Joker is in jail already because he killed Robin.
Gotcha. Oh, I love it. Don't start over. Keep it going. Keep it going. I like that.
So, man, before that, we got the trailer, the official, high quality, high definition, crystal clear, no handheld leak trailer Warner Brothers released after the leak of the Batman versus Superman. You get to see you get to see Ben Affleck in the Batman suit. You get to see what looks like the Batwing. You get to see Superman. You know
the Batmobile.
The Batmobile. You know what's weird about everything? Every time they show Superman, did you notice every single time his character was higher than every other character on the screen? Did you notice that with all the angles?
He can fly.
Huh? Nah.
He can fly.
Even when
I think it was the symbolism of it.
It was because even when he jumped in the tunnel and you had the soldiers with the S badge on their arms, they all kneeled down. They all stood lower than him. When you had the crowd reaching up to him, and he was looking back at the camera, everything was
treating him like a god, right?
Exactly, of him being of higher power. Now, here's my point to that. I believe that the fight between Batman and Superman that they're showing in the trailer, I believe that happens in between the first third, the second third of the movie. That happens fairly early in the movie. Here's my reason why. Batman asks him, "Do you bleed? If not,
you gotta do it. No.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Can we get it?
I'm sorry.
You do it. You go ahead, Magellan. You get it.
No, why do I gotta do it?
Because you want it done right.
Okay,
Batman, your boy.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
Now look,
just imagine me in a robotic.
Right after that, Superman slams on the ground, and all of a sudden they become equals, and they fight. I think
breaking it down.
I think all of that it had good imaging. What's the word? Imagery. No, not imaginary. And it got me that got me more pumped for the movie. I said, wait a minute, somebody knows what they're doing. You got a lot of people confused. Why is Batman fighting Superman? I don't understand. Superman's the man and Batman the man.
Batman can do what he wants.
Let's also remember that Superman possibly killed a lot of people in that fight that he had with General Zod when they blew the whole city up. Blew the city of Metropolis up. Gone. Who want to go first? Feelings on the Batman versus Superman trailer.
You know what, man? Batman is Magellan thing. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you do it first. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was on the show
the
first.
The aficionado of Batman, all things Cape Crusader.
All things, yeah.
Dude, I'm super stoked. And let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Ben Affleck as Batman never turned me off the fact that Batman is continuing and Batman will be a foundation of this new DC universe that's coming up in these movies. Super stoked about it. Dude, oh man, the whole trailer, the trailer itself is exactly what I picture if Superman were real and Superman were here. I could see these people who are thinking he is God, these people who are worshiping him, these people who are conspiracy theories and saying, oh, the government did this and someone's not telling us something. And you got the people who are saying Antichrist and the people, you got all these mixed people saying what it is, because what we know and what they know is different. We know years and years of Superman, and what they're trying to do is they're saying Superman is brand new. Nobody knows what Superman is completely. And so do you worship him? Do you fear him? Do you try to fight him? Do you want him around? I love it. I love when the statue's there in his honor, and I love when it flashes and it says false god. That puts everything into a perspective of, wow, this movie for me nails it with that one piece where it says false god, because now you're introducing a human element to these superhero movies. Realism. You're feeling emotion. You're feeling, dude, this guy came out of nowhere and quote unquote saved us. What do you do? What do you think in real life? Versus, oh, sweet, Superman. Yeah, we know about him. He's been around for years. Dude, I think it's awesome. And I think it's so cool that Batman introduces into this film. And he's the guy that says, well, if Superman, he's thinking smart. What we don't realize is it's not just Batman. Bruce Wayne is super intelligent.
Smartest detective ever.
And he's on the right path thinking, okay, you know what? I don't know this guy. I'm going to take precautions. I'm going to get ready. If it comes down to a battle, it's going to get nasty. Cool. Got to do what I got to do because, like explained in the trailer, power, the fear that people get when you get this power built up, it does. It turns people, and we've seen it throughout history. It turns good people with good intentions to start slipping off a little bit. You know, no one's going to see me do this. And it just starts getting that. So somebody, Batman, says, hey, you know what? Let's stop the train real. Let me get on board. And at least if this does swing one way or another, I'm going to be the guy to say, okay, well, here, time out. Either you're going to settle up straight or we're going to knock heads.
I'm going to be that stopgap.
So check this out.
And it's phenomenal, dude. I love it.
Check this out.
I'm stoked.
I know, Merc, you got some things to say. You winding up. Let me bring a couple things to light. 2 things. One, to know that Batman has always existed before Superman. It makes you think now, when you watch Man of Steel, everything that happened after Zod landed had to have happened in like the shortest period of time possible. Like, what was the time from? Was it like 3 to 4 days from the time Zod landed to when the fight was over? Right. Then
super short. Yeah,
that's about right.
Then we have this trailer, and they're selling the main characters of the movie. But let's not forget that in this movie, we will see Wonder Woman.
Woo!
We will see Aquaman.
Woo!
And we'll see Cyborg. Could this possibly be a movie that'll split into 2? Could we possibly get a part 1 and a part 2? Could this movie be that dense that they would go that route? Give me 2 2-hour movies instead of one possible 3-hour movie where it seems like it's too much going on?
Or instead of just doing it that way, is this the pre, which we know it is, but the pre-Justice League, this is where we're going to start forming.
Right.
Now, depending on...
It's where the Dawn of Justice kind of kicks in.
Yeah, I don't know if they're shooting yet, or I don't know if that scripting's already in play, but...
Not for Justice League, no.
I almost feel that they are cushioning between this movie and Justice League with the Suicide Squad to see what I feel like DC is filling out what fans want.
But we get another Superman movie and another Batman movie within the next 3 years.
I'm glad I'm here. Let me break it down and tell you what they're doing. All right? What they're doing is almost the exact opposite of what Marvel did. They're going to give you all these characters, and then they're going to break Wonder Woman off, Aquaman off, maybe Cyborg, maybe not. They're going to give these guys their own movies.
Teen Titans?
The problem Aquaman, I don't know if we can go that far. The problem Aquaman and Wonder Woman always had is they could never hold a story by themselves, you know. But if you introduce them in this world, now there's a chance. I think you're gonna get more Batman movies too. Don't even get it twisted. That's what I think they're doing. Now you bring in the Suicide Squad. You got to bring the Suicide Squad in because you have to give these guys enemies.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what I think they're doing. They're smartly doing the opposite of what Marvel's doing.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be the benefits of it. Now, I gotta say thank you to both of you because I saw the trailer, but I missed a lot of the things that y'all broke down for me. And before you broke them down, I wasn't excited at all about this. Superman is my favorite superhero all time, hands down. But the problem he's always had is Lex Luthor to me is a weak enemy. And Zod is probably the closest equal that he's ever going to face. And then Doomsday to me was like, that's more, you know what I mean? It was like, is that really real? He's never had an enemy that could really challenge him.
He's got to go out of space. He's got to get away from Earth.
Yeah, he does to be successful.
Yeah.
Don't forget Supergirl. You will see a Supergirl movie.
No, TV show.
Oh, is it the TV show?
Yeah, on CBS, of all channels.
She gonna show up in the movies, dog. Don't get it twisted. But anyway, I'm excited now listening to y'all. I wasn't excited about the the videography that they're using, if that's the right word.
Cinematography.
The cinematography. I don't like the color scheme. I don't like
the muted colors.
Yeah, that they have around this movie.
That's how Man of Steel was, though. It was.
Yeah, but it was cleaner in the Man of Steel. In fact, maybe it was just the bad trailers. It's almost too dark, too gloomy.
I think
that
for
I couldn't
something
get
like
excited
that,
about it.
It's a dark movie though, because.
But don't go 300 on me.
No,
that's what I'm worried about.
It's not high contrast, but it's a dark movie because that's right now. See, that's what I'm saying. There's so much in the movie that they showed us what represents a small percentage of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. It wasn't a bunch of clips from the start to some to the end.
Yeah.
Not yet.
This could be the first 30 minutes in the movie for all we know.
Yeah, it focused on what it wanted you to focus on, which is who is Superman? Where does Batman play into this? Why, the world is literally split, in two different people, two different groups, maybe even three, to say, hey, dude, I trust Superman fully. Dude, what are you talking about? This is an alien that came to quote unquote save us. We don't know. This is people these days. It's stage. It's the government. It's this. Like, you have this torn community. And I think it's the darkness of the trailer gets the point across of. But
you know what else it does too? It pairing Batman up against Superman. We know hands down, if this fight, Superman's gonna smash this dude.
Unless Batman got that kryptonite.
Right. But what it does is it also Batman justifies Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg. But don't get it twisted. If you see in this movie all these guys on Batman's side challenging Superman, because you may say, this dude thinks he's a god. Batman ain't going to be the only stopgap. You're going to have Wonder Woman and Cyborg and all these dudes. I bet you they all fight Superman.
I hope so. And I hope Superman shows them how strong he really is.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's the thing is, that's what's crazy about it is that with Superman, we all know, and based on the comics, I get it. The very end of it, where he kills them, I get it. I know there was a lot of controversy with it, where people were saying, "Oh, Superman doesn't do that." Man, if you look back, Superman has killed 2 or 3 people within his span that he really had to. And
he's not quite the Boy Scout you think he is.
And this is the Superman. Remember, his prime objective, what he lives for, is protecting this planet. Period. And what he showed, I loved it, is he said, you know what? He's going to kill these people and probably more. We don't know. Or I got to kill him. Period. What's my prime objective? What do I got to do? What fuels me? Protecting this planet and its people, its inhabitants. I got to eliminate this guy. There's no other way around it. And he made a choice, and I love it because even though people didn't want to see it, it was like, cool. He does exactly what you have to do to get to your objective, which is point and period.
Make sure
protecting.
people were safe. Yeah,
exactly.
To make sure the Earth was safe, he went the full distance.
And that's what's crazy about this is because I feel that Superman knows. I mean, he knows why these people are going to start coming after him. They're not trying to take over the world. They're not trying to do this. They're trying to do exactly what he is doing, is protecting. They want to protect the people from Superman. Superman's protecting the people already. So I feel that that's going to end up intertwining and saying, wait a minute. Cool, man. My bad. Sorry I stepped on your J's. Cool. Let's hug it out.
You know what, though? I don't think there's going to be anything cool about a Wonder Woman Superman fight. That is going to be epic, dog, because she's just as powerful. She's just as powerful. It is going to be
underrated. Very
epic.
Underrated.
Yeah. It's going to be epic, dude.
She's not a robot. She's not a dude with gadgets. She's
she has powers just like him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last thoughts on the trailer before we go to Star Wars.
I'm ready
I'm ready for another trailer, to be honest with you. You guys had to sell me on this. Yeah, but you had to sell me on it, and if I'm got to be sold on it,
you said you were sold.
But I'm saying you had to break down the movie more in order for me to really be like, okay. Now, you got to do that for me. There's people out there who say Batman's fighting Superman.
And that's what you got to do is tell them, listen to power.
I think you got to go a little bit more into the plot.
Episode 19.
So when do we get another trailer? Thanksgiving?
When's the movie supposed to come out?
March.
Of next year?
Yep.
You'll get I think you'll get a good trailer during Star Wars.
That's December.
I think you'll get a good trailer. Oh, they don't want to mix it. Dude, I think you got to get to the end of the year. I think you're right. Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars. You'll get a trailer doing Star Wars.
I think you will. You can't mix. You can't intertwine Marvel and DC.
With Marvel,
but you know what?
Oh.
I don't know if you will get a trailer attached to Star Wars. You might get a trailer attached to a different movie strictly because...
Who's the studio?
Warner Brothers is for DC. And Star Wars is Disney, Marvel. I don't see that happening. That's why I said maybe Thanksgiving.
I can see that, yeah.
If you get a big Thanksgiving movie that comes out, and then what Warner Brothers has another movie coming out. I can't remember.
What other movies do they have coming out? So it'll be later this year, though.
We'll find out. I'm calling Thanksgiving, so we'll see.
I would say if they were smart, avoid the summer. It belongs to Marvel. Don't even get caught up in the wash.
Yeah.
And then just let Marvel do their thing, and then you sit back and say, but we're the alternative.
Man, you could do it in October.
You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing.
Moving on. We also got
can I just say I really like one more thing.
Yeah.
I really like the tone of the movie already, but I love one thing that we didn't talk about was the Batman and his suit with all his things, but one clear thing is that voice. I don't know if you realize that his voice was very computerized.
That was when he had the helmet on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's just a helmet thing or not.
I purposely avoided talking about Batman's look in this because I don't want to make the mistake I made with the Turtles. And I'm not even calling it a mistake. I don't want to jump to a conclusion. I wasn't excited about the way Batman looked.
Oh, dude, I think he looks amazing.
I'm just telling you how I feel compared to the other Batmans we've seen, but I'm going to wait because it could just be a suit built for that one fight he was finna have.
Yeah.
And that's what I think it is.
But you don't remember the scene when he was walking under the rubble?
Bro,
and that fool came out cock diesel.
I'm going to watch the
like
trailer
that.
again. Cock diesel. I'm going to cock diesel the trailer again, brother. You know, keep hope alive. Go ahead.
All right. Star Wars. Episode 7. The Force Awakens. Luke doing the whole monologue during the trailer.
It was clearly a lie. I am crying.
Who was Luke talking to, man? Was he talking to John Boyega's character? Or was he talking to his daughter? Or Leia's daughter?
He was talking to his niece.
Ooh.
Is who he was talking to.
I think her and John Boyega will be the Jedis. I think we get 2 Jedis, 2 new Jedis in this movie.
John Boyega will not be a Jedi. Unless they can attach him to Mace Windu somehow, he will not be a Jedi.
You don't think he's just along for the ride?
Not at all. He will be Han Solo.
Here's why I think he's a Jedi. When they were shooting the movie, J.J. Abrams had him prancing around Hollywood with him.
He will be the equivalent of Han Solo.
Not
You don't talk about Son. You don't talk about Han Solo.
Not what's his name? Who's the guy that was flying the plane playing? He plays Apocalypse in the new X-Men movie. What's that guy's name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, he might actually be a Jedi.
Really?
Because if he's anything like his uncle Luke, who flew an X-wing fighter, who was a pilot, you have to look at the history of it. Vader was a pilot. Luke was a pilot.
Right.
Yeah. This guy's a pilot.
Okay.
He can be Princess Leia's son.
Okay.
What you can see. All right, and that's more. He's more of an option of being a Jedi. Me, I don't know enough.
It's easier to relate him to being a Jedi based on the history
because he's a pilot. If you know anything about the Star Wars lore, you know that as far as the Skywalkers are concerned, pilots running their family.
Exactly.
But clearly the girl running around with with the black dude. That's Leia's daughter. We didn't get to see Leia wield a lightsaber. The lady that passes the lightsaber.
Yeah,
to me,
is that Leia?
That's Leia. That's Leia giving her daughter the lightsaber.
That's whose lightsaber was that? She was giving Darth Vader. Is that the blue lightsaber?
Was it green? I thought it was green. Wasn't she giving the green one?
Y'all think to make me cut y'all. Okay?
No, what I'm saying is
Jedi don't use red lightsabers. That's important. Only the Sith. Okay?
I didn't say red. I said green.
Who owned the Millennium Falcon before Han Solo? Thank you.
So John Boyega is Lando Calrissian's son.
You think about that while I finish breaking this down for y'all.
John Boyega is Billy D. Williams' son.
No, I don't know who he is. That's just terrible. I think he's going to be. Look, I can't think of her name. Leia's daughter, and I'm running the blank.
You got Jason and Laura.
Is it Laura?
I think
whatever her name is, and I'm sorry, fans, I can't remember right now. They're going to be buddies in this.
So who plays Jason? Do you think the pilot plays Jason?
Yeah, that's clearly Jason. Yep.
Now, the actor Adam Driver is in the movie. Very tall guy. Is he playing the main villain?
The Sith. Yeah, he's the Sith. Right off the back, he's the Sith.
I can't wait. December can't come quick enough.
Well, let's talk about what we see. We talking about the characters, but we're not talking about the movie. You know what I'm saying? The first scene they give you in this trailer is a destroyer. You know what I'm saying?
In the background. In the background in the sand.
But what does that remind you of as video gamers? Magellan won't know. He's Googling
The Force Unleashed. That's your boy from The Force Unleashed.
Yes!
Bring it down to destroy
The Force is strong with you. The Force is strong with you.
He was like as strong as Luke.
Exactly. And I saw that, and that's the first thing that hit my mind is, man, that looks like the one that old boy brought down in the video game. Yep. But there were many destroyers that got destroyed. But it would be so cool if they tied that into it, right?
It would. Is that canon? Did they consider that canon after the rehash?
Yes, the Force was considered canon, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know what I'm saying? And so you got that. You know, you got the Sith, which you always got to have. I'm just interested where he came from. At first, I thought he was going to be Leia's son. But I think that the pilot is going to be
the twins, because remember she had twins.
Right. So, which means, where the heck did the Sith come from? If there's always two of them, you know what I mean? There's always a master and an apprentice. This guy has to have some type of Jedi training. Most of them were Jedis first. You see what I'm saying?
So is Luke corrupted?
Oh yeah,
I don't. There's been talks again about maybe Luke dabble with the dark side a little bit. You know what I mean? But he's not a Sith, so there is a high chance that maybe he got over there and he was training an apprentice that turned on him. Now I wouldn't put that past me.
Now they've said that if they're not trained from younglings,
right,
they have the possibility of being corrupted and going to the dark side.
And so if you look at the last movie, well, what happened? Not the last movie, but episode 3, all the younglings were wiped out.
He killed. Unfortunately,
right. The Jedi's escaped. So, you know, if you read the comic books, but all the younglings were wiped out. So it's probably, it makes sense that Luke saying, "I'm the last Jedi" or whatever. I got to go out here and rebuild the temple, find new Jedis. You know,
take it upon himself.
Yes. And so how do you do it? Well, episode 1, they kind of ruined the mystery of it, but you do look for people who have the midichlorians in them. You know what I'm saying? Who are in tune with the Force like that. I could easily see him training an apprentice that turns on him.
John Boyega?
No.
I just want to see my man. I just want to see him blossom and grow and live in the universe. He was so good in Attack of the Block.
Listen.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break.
He's clearly a stormtrooper who disagrees with the Empire.
Well, or was he hiding? Was he already? What they're showing us.
Well, I think he is the one in the TIE fighter that is shooting the shooting the stormtroopers. Did anybody watch the trailer?
Yeah, but what I'm just saying, you know how they show trailers out of order and all this stuff. If he was hiding in there, like if he infiltrated the stormtroopers, like they did in was that Star Wars? They did that in A New Hope. Remember they got the stormtrooper outfits?
Yeah, that was the first one. New Hope.
And they broke in. Well,
I don't think that's what. I think you see him. I think he's going to be. What's the word for it? Anyway, he's going to leave the stormtroopers. Is what I think. He's going to disagree with what they're doing. He's not going to want to do it, and I think that what you see is him making his complete move to the rebels by attacking them. That's just my opinion.
All right.
I mean, I could be completely wrong. So,
final thoughts.
Biggest box office movie ever.
I agree. You can't not. This is what people want.
It's the return viewing. It's the I went and saw it 3-4 times. I saw it in IMAX. I saw it my brother, and I saw it with my girlfriend.
Once in IMAX, and then probably 2 more times in the regular theater. I guarantee I will see it with my brothers. I will go and see it with my friends. I will go see it with my kids. I will probably spend up to $100 on this movie, including popcorn and drinks. Without
Magellan.
Western, they can have $100 of my money.
Magellan.
And we're not even talking about the toys I'm about at Christmas for my son. My son's a 10 and he'll be 11 and 4. Let me tell you something, dude. You remember the pictures, the Christmas pictures where it was the presents on top of the presents?
Yeah.
Don't get me excited. No. Yeah.
Magellan, when do we get another trailer?
Another trailer? Oh, dude, I could see it. I can see another trailer, honestly, this summer. I can definitely see with all the
August
tie-in, with all the
with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I could see it somewhere with a Marvel movie. I could definitely see it.
Yes, because
they're going to promote. They're going to promote this. They want you to hang on a little bit. I almost would have said, why didn't you, if you're going to release it when they did, why didn't they just wait until, May the 4th and with the huge hype, might as well wait for the Star Wars holiday. But since this came out,
they had the convention, and that was probably the best time.
I don't think they've shown us anything.
I think that exactly what you said, and this is what Jay was saying too earlier, which is, I think with this movie, I just feel like you're seeing bits and pieces, and I feel like they're so scrambled back and forth where we're talking about it right now and saying, oh, well, he's clearly the guy who's using the ship against the stormtroopers. And we don't know. Right. We don't know. We're just assuming because we think they're putting everything in order. Do we ever see trailers put A, B, C, D, E, F, G? No. That's what I think. With that trailer, I think they're giving you all these pieces, and I could see somebody sitting there and say, "Oh, you know what? Put this scene and then put him taking off with his helmet off,
so
dude. We're gonna drive him nuts. We're gonna get the excitement,
dude."
So that's what I think. I agree with biggest box off, huge, dude. It's gonna be phenomenal. This isn't 1, 2, 3. This isn't prequel. This is what is next. We're not having prequels. We're
getting 9 more movies. This is the start of 9 Star Wars movies.
And what I love about it is they have J.J. Abrams is a clear-cut winner for this because he is exactly what everybody wants, and he is a fanboy to the extreme with Star Wars. And I love the fact that I'm getting into Star Wars now and I'm watching these movies. I haven't watched 1 through 3, but I heard a lot of complaints. I've talked to a lot of people about it, and it was they got away from what Star Wars was. They went with technology. They went with animation. J.J. Abrams said, no, that's not what Star Wars was about. Star Wars was created so great out of models, out of stages, out of all these things. And let's go back to it. Let's go ahead and open up the vault. What do we got? Let's use models. Let's use these stages. Let's use these environments. Let's draw people in instead of shooting a whole movie on a green screen. Let's throw in some straws while we're at it. Go ahead and throw that line. Dude, I love it and I'm excited about it. And after we get done with this, I'm going to finish episode 6. Dude, I'm going to start knocking these out, man. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch 4, 5, 6 again so I can come in here and not look like a fool like all the Star Wars fans.
All right.
I'm stoked about it, man.
Merc, take us out of here, man. Let's go home.
Hey, I mean, I don't ever close the show.
Power Pellet Podcast.
I didn't even know where I put my keys at. Hold on.
Episode number 19, April 29th, 2015.
Yeah, Power Pellet Podcast, episode 19.
Yeah.
What's today?
Guys,
April 29th.
Guys, it's Power Pellet Podcast, episode 19. It's April.
Reach out to us. We on Twitter, Power Pellet Pod C, Facebook group, Power Pellet Podcast. I'm your host, DaVinci. You can reach me at I am DaVinci.
New York.
On Twitter. Magellan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Magellan at AKA Awesome Guy at, okay, seriously, on Twitter, Magellan at Fearless Epic. Please, don't even hit me. I don't even want Twitter followers. Go to the Power Pellet Podcast fan page on Facebook. Dude, we have a riot. Everything we get on there is crazy, from funny videos to movie trailers. We're going to talk about movie trailers. We're going to talk about new video games. Oh, I can't wait till I know we're not getting in games, but I can't wait till we talk about Battlefront. Just grind it out.
Save it.
Merc.
Ready. Go, guys. Go.
Where can they find you at? Where can they reach you?
Battlefront Star Wars will be game of the year.
Oh, my God.
I'm just letting you know right now.
Take a quick break, then we're going to come back and talk about Battlefront.
Video games. Kimbo Merc is my PSN name. Hey, send me a friend invite. I probably won't accept it, but at least you tried. Muse Hunter on Twitter and Twinner. Twinner's the new one. Y'all ain't up on that yet.
Not yet.
Power Pellet Podcast group page. I'm admin there. I try to keep up with the latest and greatest in articles for video games and movies. When I don't, that's why I have a second admin. He don't do it either.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, and I am admin. If I didn't say that already.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, but hey man, this episode has been a blast. I know it went long, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. But I could talk about movies and stuff all day. Heck, we could talk all day, but y'all don't want to hear that. But go check out some of the trailers that we talked about. See for yourself. See if it's something that you are going to buy a ticket for. You're going to Redbox it. You're going to HBO it, or you're going to wait for Netflix. Just saying. So, that's it.
And if you don't want to search, you can find it all on the Power Pellet Podcast.
It really is. All these trailers are on.
Don't even worry about YouTube or anything else. Come to the page.
Power Pellet Podcast. We will see y'all
that
next time.
Fantastic Four ain't on there either.
Peace.
The Force is strong in my family. My father hasn't. I haven't. My sister hasn't. You have that power too.